back on the air, and we just came back from our lunch break, and we want to thank Almighty Yah for giving us another day. First of all, another great holy Sabbath, holy Shabbat. We want to thank Yah for that great meal that we just had.
Hallelujah.
And another opportunity to serve Him.
Hallelujah.
We had some teachings this morning. Good praise unto Yah. In the second portion of our service, we're going to go back. We're going to do some praise unto Yah. And then we're going to have some more teaching / presentations. Hallelujah. Hallelujah. So let us all rise and face the east, and let us thank the Almighty. Is there somebody that wants to pray? Give the prayer for our meal. Somebody got an offering for Yah today, I'm sure.
Ruben got his hand up.
Somebody else, because Ruben's going to do a song, so we want somebody who's not having participated today. Sister Ann, would you like to praise Yah? Come on up. Hallelujah. We want everybody to try to give a little something. And believe you me, you're going to feel better having given Yah something. Hallelujah.
Hallelujah.
Well, Yah, I want to thank you, Yah, for a great Shabbat day, Yah. I want to thank you, Yah, for bringing us here safely. And Yah, I hope that the sisters and brothers, the family at home is having a great day, a great Shabbat day, Yah. Yah, we just want to thank you for the meal that you allowed for us to have today, Yah. By giving all praise and glory to you by saying hallelujah.
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 Yah, you are righteous.
Yah, you're righteous.
All the time.
All the time.
Day and night.
Day and night.
Night and day.
Night and day.
Hallelujah.
Hallelujah.
Thank you. Hallelujah. All right.
Hey, Marty. Marty, come.
Come on, family.
Here she go with this. She,
Come on, y'all.
you know
Y'all
what
already
time
know.
it is.
Hello. Family, can everybody stand and grab hands, please?
What's wrong? Oh, I get to get your hand. Wait a minute, I got wires right here. Good.
Oh, baby. I got no choice. I gotta be. Yes. We ain't got Tay Tay.
Not today.
Where Taymor?
Oh, okay.
Press room.
Come on, everybody. Wait till we close the gap. Y'all ready? I need you. You need me. We are a part of Yah's body. Stand with me. Agree with me. We are a part of Yah's body. It is His will that every need be supplied. You are important to me. I need you to survive. Oh my goodness. I need you. You need me. We are a part of Yah's body. Stand with me. Agree with me. We are a part of Yah's body. It is His will that every need be supplied. You are important to me. I need you to survive. Hallelujah. So today I'm gonna do a poem that I came across
that I wrote on July the 16th, 2004. This poem is called Only If I Knew. Only if I knew the difference between the two. The difference between what was traditional and what was truth. For so long, we all have been taught so many lies. It started with our forefathers and was passed on down the line. We were taught that we would be saved through belief in JC. But in Isaiah 43, verse 11, Yah said, there is no Savior besides me.
Hallelujah.
Only if I had knew the difference between what was traditional and truth. Yah, I feel like so much time has been lost. I wonder, what kind of servant would I have been for you? Only if I knew. Now I say, knew what? I can no longer dwell on the past. I can only move forward and be thankful that I know the truth about Yahweh at last. Hallelujah.
Hallelujah.
Ruben?
I'm here. Shabbat shalom, everybody.
Shabbat shalom.
How's y'all week this week? Mine was good too. I am now in summer camp. We do a lot of fun things. We play a lot. We go swimming. We play basketball, kickball, all types of stuff you wouldn't do in school.
Nice.
For everybody who doesn't know, I went to Kroger a few weeks ago. There was a recall on frozen fruit. So when you look at your receipt, please look out for the expiration date. Apparently, it has hepatitis C.
What does?
Frozen fruit.
Oh,
Which one?
frozen
Which
fruits.
Private selection.
It's just like all frozen fruit. Creator of the heavens, earth, and sea, and all that in them be. Are you a warrior, 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 warrior? Can I depend on you? Are you a warrior, 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 warrior? Will you think what you pursue? Are you a warrior, 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 warrior? Can I depend on you? Are you a warrior, 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 warrior? Will you think what you pursue? Are you a warrior? Standing for the Almighty One. Are you a warrior? Tearing down the walls of Babylon. Are you a warrior? Catching up against our wickedness. Are you a warrior? Standing against injustice. Are you a warrior? Standing for the Almighty One. Are you a warrior? Catching up the walls of Babylon. Are you a warrior? Catching up against our wickedness. Are you a warrior? Standing for against injustice. Are you a warrior? Standing for truth and righteousness. Are you a warrior? Only when you feel like justice. Are you a warrior? With your might you put you to the test. Are you a warrior? Are you a warrior? Are you a warrior? Standing for the Almighty One. Are you a warrior? Tearing down the walls of Babylon. Are you a warrior? Acting against all wickedness. Are you a warrior? Standing against injustice. Queen Esther was a warrior. The one you heard coming was a warrior. Lisa the people was a warrior. Anyone you heard coming she was a warrior. King David was a warrior. And the prophet Daniel was a warrior. Hallelujah. I wanted
Hallelujah. Hallelujah.
to hear him do another one. It's all good. It's all gravy though. You got it.
Thoughts in they base on the model me serpent. They be stronger from the graveyards. He came to supply and inform. Raise the future seeds. Fighters in this war. Fighters in the sky. Till I see you again. Know the work you put in. For future generations. Made a stable hardcore from the break. Let's go inside my astral plane. Hussein fatal. Died with no pain. I'm living. Fight the king in the heels. With a wind and confusion live. Lay a key to the house of David on his shoulder. Where his holster like the boats and put it. Caribbean seas the minute. Smuggling truth. Recovering peace. Tectonic preachers at the brink of let we. But we will never bail or serve bail. These Catholic preachers to see my nieces in the realm of pre-teaching alive. Block. We supplied by the chiefest. Humble like the belt of Orion. The belt of Shazam. Dreaming. Building Zilla Harriet. Something strike Harriet with thunder. Latter days, burn they face when they shut my people. I hear the sons that prophesy. and came this new life. Yah is salvation, every anointed one. Yah, cause Yah erased them. We gon' guard this first law. Protect what he wrote with the finger of his palm. His glory will not be given to another. Not at all. Then he dies with the favor. It's a showdown. Let my words prophesy. This you say. I'm waiting on you. False guys tryna take my phone calls. False guys tryna take my phone calls. False guys tryna take my phone calls. False guys stay on my phone calls. Looking extra shit, my name's who I kill. Revive with my breath of wind. Spirit of Elohim, the spirit of Yahweh. It's my resting in. Stones were slinging, seen Goliath defeated by a small man who indeed was with the force of the course of the righteous. Meanwhile, the judges cover their face, if not in that book you read. Then where is he, crusaders? They made us invaders. Hereby exclaiming the mercy of Elohim to own up. Did Marcion never reach Jonah? Caesar hating HouseofYisrael among us. This envoy of two-face will heal or destroy us. The sun, the star, not the morning. That was Lucifer's title. Read dead words of this idol. We let this first, the story of Christ was Israel. First, he threw the lies and deception. You know not what you worship. The pulpit boards for Saudi finance. America's northern David upon himself. Wrote his ground flourish. Behold, the new of the new. Fresh as the morning. Ask for Edom. May you lay your hand upon. False guys tryna take my phone calls. False guys tryna take my phone calls. False guys tryna take my phone calls. False guys stay on my phone calls. Desperation, looking extra shit. My name is who I kill. Revive with my breath of wind. Spirit of Elohim, the spirit of Yahweh. It's my resting in. Over King Sleep. To my phone calls. False guys tryna take my phone calls. False guys tryna take my phone calls. False guys stay on my phone calls. Hallelujah.
Hallelujah.
Thank you, brother.
Praise Yah.
Hallelujah.
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 Hallelujah. Here another week.
Praise God.
Bless.
This sermon may seem like, an everlasting cycle, but the Most High say you're supposed to be getting better and better. Mm-hmm. And you can always tell the man at work putting in by the fruit of his labor.
Hallelujah.
Praise Yah.
Hallelujah.
It's nice to see everybody's faces.
Yeah. Praise God.
Nice to be among the living. Gotta give Yahweh his glory and praise his name. All right? Start off with giving thanks. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3. Giving thanks to Yah, giving thanks to Yah. For all he's done, giving thanks to Yah.
Hey.
Raise your hands up high to the Most High.
Yeah.
Giving thanks to Yah, giving thanks to Yah.
Cause I always make it through. Always make it through.
What?
I said I always make it through. Always make it through. Yes.
Yes. Giving thanks to Yah, giving thanks to Yah. For all he's done, giving thanks to Yah. Raise your hands up high to the Most High. Giving thanks to Yah, giving thanks to Yah. Praise y'all.
Hallelujah.
Y'all, come on. Praise y'all, we got the truth. You know what I'm saying? We know it's only one Savior, one Elohim, one God, one power. And ain't no 2 or 3 people ruling the universe. It's just
Hallelujah.
one genuine. Oh, most high over all the earth. You are greater, wondrous work. Your chosen ones witness dark in heavenly signals. Those possessing the law enter your gates with shine. Never witness a people so wild to ever power so not. No shame, no reason. Saints on the earth, my king reign. Those who follow graven images, put them fools to shame. Who among the sons of mighty, like the King of glory, make himself known before me, lay him down. See now that he is, I am. No God beside, it is I who put the death and give life. Man, they heathen wishing with a vain nation. My Savior, the one true, only young. Zechariah, Armageddon, stars falling, sons of Ella won't be long before they can punish the world for their sins. Show me who delivers from his hands. Nevertheless, God's counsel will stand, refine and modulate. If my blood is shed, it is fate. Just let my ending words say,
God, He is one. He will save us.
God's one, second to none.
If that His words are true. God is one.
Yeah.
God is one. Ooh, yeah.
You see, I'm so blessed and corrected on who I am and who He's going to lead. I feel Yahweh's presence looking down on me. Yeah, God's one, second to none. I'm facing the east and I'm ready for my son. I follow His sign 'cause I know He's the one. Hey, created the world and the sun, the moon and the stars look back. The Sabbath begun, created my people as real as they come. Hey, yeah, I can be sent to defend the lives. I can put down my pride and show them illusion to rise. My ancestors struggle for their lives. We were serving all these other guys. Instead of the one with the flame in his eyes. My people, they losing their mind, losing their vision inside of our lives. But that's what happened when you live out of lives. I just stay true and so humble to y'all. I just stay true and so humble to y'all. I just stay true because I see with my eyes. I just stay true and so humble to y'all. I just stay true and so humble to y'all. I just stay true because I see with my eyes. I just stay true because I see with my eyes. Oh, wonderful, y'all.
God, He is one.
Oh, wonderful, yeah.
He will save us.
God's one, second to none.
If
God's one, second to none.
that His words are true. God is one. God is one. Ooh, yeah. Ooh, yeah.
Hallelujah.
Hallelujah.
God's one, not 2 or 3. Praise God.
Hallelujah.
Y'all want to stay up here?
They want to hear you.
The world? All right, pause that real quick.
Praise the mighty Yah. I have an announcement to make when my brother is back there while all the family is here. As you know, Zuriel, she is my fiance.
Praise
Me and her
Yahweh.
have been together for about a year and a half, 2 years now. So we are about to be getting married here at the House of Israel on July the 14th. So if you guys, I just want to tell you guys ahead of time so you guys can take off of work, do what you need to do. But on July 14th, July 14th, on a Sunday, we're going to make it final within the laws of Yah. You know what I'm saying? Because that's what the Most High want man to do. Cleave unto your wife and become a man. And that's what I'm seeking to do and follow his commands. So yeah, and we are, another great thing, she is 8 weeks pregnant. Yeah, she's pregnant. So, I'm going to be a father. I be able to have the luxury, the blessing to be able to raise a child and the laws of Yah. I'm still young, you know what I'm saying, but I'm at the Most High. Thought I was ready, so that's what he allowed to happen. So I praise Yah. I wanted to bring that before my family, my spiritual family, you know what I'm saying? So, hallelujah, that's really it. I'll make it again next week for those who wasn't here, so at least everybody can get the memo. So, praise Yah. Hallelujah.
Hallelujah.
And take the man to raise household. So I send you blessings, son. You and Zerkiel.
Okay.
Praise Yah.
There won't be no man, it'll be Gigi.
Right.
I'm still young.
Hallelujah.
Uncle Shell.
Right.
Sorry, man. Congratulations.
Y'all don't have to help us with this one. We rusty on this song, real rusty, but we gonna bring it forth.
That's all right. Practice makes perfect.
Turn up that phone. Did it lock already? The lock?
Praise Yah, we gotta get my guy up here. Ain't think I was gonna say that. I heard him singing in the bar back there.
Oh, you know
he got a nice little voice on him. He can hold it out. I know some of y'all, some others in here got some voices too, but my guy, that's who I heard last week. He got a nice voice. You know what I'm saying? So we want to see you up here. We want to at least have you do one song. Maybe you can do one with our family or something. We'll put it together though.
All right, Mike.
Okay.
Turn the phone up. Turn the phone up. This phone.
Turn it up.
There we go.
Yeah. New world, unique times, knowledge increase. Break away from traditions, cause what them plantations taught us to be Christian. Messianics must discern before we turn it, y'all. Be the king that him you serve. His jealousy's nothing you've experienced in this earth. War on the front line with words. I find them scriptures that's written. Open my eyes and heart to see what's hidden. The ones who restrains. X-ray my brains, yeah, I know my determination never paid. It's detonated. I know our enemies hated the youngin' dreams, left the nightmares true. Plotting on the revolution, cause I see no change in these future days, bro. I refuse to continue this way, yo.
Oh man, it will be a new world, walking towards our future, so we can have our own laws.
A new world.
It's a new world. Y'all never change, no. Y'all never change, so it's on us to make a decision and bend our ways.
The world we live in, that earth is abolished from what we was given. The times that we live in, I swear to the madness. Nothing is given, surrounded by wicked and given. I think it's the act like a clown. I'm turning them down and bow to the east. Feast with the meat, and feast on the wheat. At times, including myself, a day at a time. I'm trying. Fighting these vices that lay in my mind. Hey, I know I'm blessed to see yo in due time. But that insight won't be nothing when you walking on both sides. So stuck in this cycle, I run to your laws for survival. That's my only shot with this rifle. So I load it up. I'm a Hebrew Israelite, can't change that Yahweh chose us. So I focus on my king, yes I focus on that cut. So righteousness I can believe our people the chosen seed.
It will be a new world, walking towards our future,
No, y'all never change, so it's on us to
Make a decision and bend our ways.
bend our ways. Yeah.
Oh man, it will be a new world, walking towards our future, so we can have our own law. New world,
New world.
oh man,
God never change, so it's on us to make a decision and bend our ways.
oh man, wanna take a new world, so we can have our own law.
Yeah.
Looking forward to a new
New
world.
world.
We practice. So we practice.
You did good. Praise God.
Praise to the Most High, y'all. Hallelujah.
It's an ongoing mission, telling my people we gon' have long. Try not to walk it wrong, tell my brothers to stay strong. Hey,
Because I'm all about my Yah, my Elohim, even when I stand alone and I'm starting to let go. Because I stress over things I can't control. Head heavy in my sweats that give me hope. Is he right by my side?
that's something I don't hope, that's something that I know. So I had to write this. They say young Israel go vote. When it's not in our control, I see my people losing hope. Ain't composing my composure so bold. Y'all is coming and we'll reload. Yeah, that's right, I feel it in my soul. Now this flow gon' make them run. No, this flow don't sound too fun. All that Christian, I'm so safe and make my ears go numb. Hey, I just need a break. I just need to break it down, cause they try to break us down and bend these laws, but my people built to stay strong. Hey, we just have to stay strong, stay strong. We just have to stay strong, stay strong. Yeah, we just have to stay strong, stay strong. We just have to stay strong, stay strong.
Walking in the spirit of Yah,
Hey,
with my people, yeah.
walking in the spirit of God. Hey,
With my people, yeah.
walking in the spirit of God.
With my people,
With my people, it's an ongoing mission, telling my people we don't have long. Try not to walk it wrong, tell my brothers to stay strong. Hey, because I'm all about my Yah, my Elohim, even when I stand alone. My problems bigger than Goliath, need guidance from the highest. Put pressure on my people like the answer is to riot. If you ask them who's the pilot, everybody's indecisive. Yeah, shout out to my people, keep these words and these laws who's thinking that we stay strong. Hey, we just have to stay strong, stay strong. We just have to stay strong, stay strong. Yeah, we just have to stay strong, stay strong. We just have to stay strong, stay strong. Walking in the spirit of God, hey, with my people, yeah. Walking in the spirit of God, hey, with my people, yeah. Walking in the spirit of God, with my people, yeah. With my people, with my yeah. It's an ongoing mission.
telling my people we don't have long.
Try not to walk it wrong.
Tell my brothers to stay strong. Hey, because I'm all about my Yah, my Elohim. And when I stand alone, we just have to stay strong.
We just have to stay strong, stay strong. We just have to stay strong, stay strong. Yeah, we just have to stay strong, stay strong. We just have to stay strong, stay strong. Walking in the spirit of God, hey, with my people, yeah. Walking in the spirit of God, hey, with my people, yeah. Walking in the spirit of God, with my people, with my people, with my people, with my yeah. Alright, back to the subject at hand. I'm talking about following the duties of man, getting the concepts and precepts of man. I'm the creator, number one fan. Cooling with lions, I feel like I'm damn. Flow too hot, like what is a tan? The flamethrower for the words I'm saying. Protecting the laws that he wrote with his hands, so stay strong. Hey, we just have to stay strong, stay strong. We just have to stay strong, stay strong. Yeah, we just have to stay strong, stay strong. We just have to stay strong, stay strong. Walking in the spirit of God, hey, with my people, yeah. walking wrong. Tell my brothers to stay strong. Hey.
Because I'm all about my Yah, my Elohim. Even when I stand alone, we just have to stay strong.
Praise God, yeah. Praise God, yeah. Hands up, hey. Hands up, hey. I want you to guide my way. Lead my steps. Hands up, hey. Lead my steps. And put me to the test. I want you to guide my way. Lead my steps.
Relieve my stress and put me to the test. I want to believe in Yah. I choose to believe in Yah. Believe in the word of Yah.
Hey. Believe in the word of Yah. Hey. Believe in the word of Yahweh. Believe in the word of Yah. Hey. Believe in the word of Yahweh. I'm on my way about my day. I need your guidance. All the praises to your name. I feel the spirit get excited. Though it's silent, I don't walk alone. The shooters needed. I've been slipping, trying to make it home. I'm staying strong, but like the fit where I belong. But my ways can be wrong. Believe in fear your name. And welcome right to Pastor Joe. Hope you got that message taking you for clothes on my back. If not, I'll bring it back. I also ask you to guide my way. Hey. Relieve my steps. Yeah. Relieve my stress. And put me to the test. I want you to guide my way. Lead my steps. Relieve my stress. And put me to the test. I want to believe in Yah. I choose to believe in Yah. Believe in the word of 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 Yahweh. Once again, Yahweh, I'm asking for correction where I'm stepping. My heart is stubborn, heavy, and I need a blessing. I want to see my people walking in the right direction. Instead of losing no rule over this life architecture, I'm saying, please let that blessing in the skies, and understand why the head is in our eyes, and understand that we all meant to fly. So soar like an eagle, keep your heads in the sky. Hey, guide my way. Heads to the sky. Hey, lead my steps. Lead my steps. Relieve my stress. Calling on your name. Calling on your name. To guide my way.
Praise Yah,
Lead my steps.
Yeah.
Lead my stress.
Praise Yah.
And put me to the test. I want to believe in Yah.
Praise Yah.
Believe in Yah.
Praise Yah.
Believe in the word of Yah. Believe in the word of Yah. Believe in the word of Yahweh. Believe in the word of Yahweh. Believe in the word of Yahweh. I want you to guide my way. Lead my steps. Relieve my stress. And put me to the test. I want you to guide my way. Lead my steps. Relieve my stress. And put me to the test. I want you to guide my way. Lead my steps.
It's to you, Yah.
Relieve my stress. And put me to the test. I want you to guide my way.
Hallelujah.
Lead my steps.
Praise Yah.
Relieve my stress.
Praise Yah.
And put me to the test. I want to believe in Yah. I choose to believe in Yah. Believe in the word of Yah. Believe in the word of Yahweh. 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 I'm on my way about my day. I need your guidance. All the praises to your name. I feel the spirit get excited. Though it's silent, I don't walk alone. The shooters needed. I've been slipping, trying to make it home. I'm staying strong, but like to fit where I belong. But my ways can be wrong. Believing for your name. And welcome right to Pastor Joe. Hope you got that message. Thanking you for the clothes on my back. If not, I'll bring it back and also ask you to. Praise Yah.
Hallelujah.
Good job, bro. Anybody else? Terrence?
All praises.
Hallelujah.
Hallelujah. All praises due to the Most High. I hope everybody having a great Sabbath.
Yes, sir. Praise
That's
God.
the way it is. I am going to do a new song
Okay.
today. I have a new song for y'all.
All right. Praise God.
Soon come.
We all use our phones differently.
Like the deep. Got the good rain outside, feeding the earth, the plants,
Praise God.
and us as well. But
Hallelujah.
you know, they messed our water up. So maybe we get rainwater and drink.
Yeah, it'll be good for us.
As long as it don't have no chemtrails in it. Yes. Lord of His mercy. Me don't wanna hustle no more, 'cause I know what's in store. Me don't wanna hustle no more, 'cause Babylon, I don't wanna live that life no more. Me don't wanna hustle no more, 'cause I know what's in store. Hey, me don't wanna hustle no more, 'cause Babylon, I don't wanna live that life no more. Me don't wanna hustle no more. Me get to work, me life no easy, and every morning me have to find some money. Me feed me picking like little Kia and little Terry. Me coming up on this scene, me police chase after me. Me coming up on this scene, me have to fight to be free. Enough of them people, they gon' talk about me, but this idea, man, no see about reality. Me word, 'cause I know what's in store. Hey, me don't wanna hustle no more, 'cause Babylon, I don't wanna live that life no more. Me don't wanna hustle no more, 'cause I know what's in store. Me don't wanna hustle no more, 'cause Babylon, I don't wanna live that life no more. Me have a job to bless me. I know that only the Most High can save me. I tell you, Satan, let go me on. Me not want no more of your temptation. Stay out me face, you a big disgrace. Me rather have ya come take over your space. Me know that you're wicked and me know that you're wrong. So run back to hell and leave. This man, la 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 la. Me don't wanna hustle no more. Hear this. I know what's in store. Me don't wanna hustle no more, 'cause wicked Babylon, I don't wanna live that life no more. Me don't wanna hustle no more, 'cause I know what's in store. Hear this. Me don't wanna hustle no more, 'cause Babylon, I don't wanna live that life no more. Me have to give thanks and praises to the Most High Yah, 'cause He gives praise. Hey, hey,
Yeah, keep moving.
Lord of His mercy.
Yeah.
Me don't wanna, 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 no, me don't wanna hustle no more. Lord of mercy. I know what's in store. Me don't wanna hustle no more, 'cause every line I don't wanna live that life no more. Me don't wanna, 'cause I know what's in store. Me don't wanna wicked Babylon, I tell you let go we hand. You're not my girlfriend and you're not understand. You wicked Babylon, I tell you walk out me face. Me wicked Babylon, I tell you weak disgrace. Me wanna hustle no more, 'cause I know what's in store. Me don't wanna hustle no more, 'cause Babylon, I don't wanna store. Me don't wanna hustle no more. Cause Babylon, I don't wanna live that life no more. Living in the ghetto and me life no easy. Every morning me have to find some money. Feed me bigger needs. Like look out Turkey and look out terrorists. Me coming up on this scene, the police chase after me. Me coming up on this scene, me have to fight to be free. Say now for them people, they gon' talk about me. But this out here, man, don't speak about reality. No, no more.
Hallelujah.
Praise the mighty Yah.
Hallelujah.
Any more songs, poems? All right. We got anybody who want to write a poem in the next couple weeks? That want to challenge me to a poem off? You? Okay. We're going to write a poem to the Most High. Any of the young ladies over there? Don't let me call your name out. Huh? Who do poems? Which one? All right. Raise your hand. Poem. Okay, so maybe me and Ruben will start off, and then we will see what y'all can do. Okay? He's not gonna talk to y'all. And anybody else? Me and Ruben, all right. All right, Ruben, it's on. Hallelujah. Me, Ruben, and Jackie. Tamar. Poem. We ain't gonna do it today, but we're gonna do it for our next Unity Shabbat. All right? Who else gonna have a poem for our next Unity Shabbat? Me, Ruben, Keziah, Tamar, and I'm gonna write that down. And I promise to do our song on the next Unity Shabbat.
All right. Woo!
Practice.
Yes.
And,
Do that.
praise the Lord, yeah. Another thing is we have a new addition to our family. And that is Sister Kamela, son, young Isaac, and I believe they'll be back in a couple weeks. And we will probably do a dedication in the next couple weeks. And when I say dedication, I mean we need to start blessing our children. And I believe that Alicia did that too for our children. Oh, we got another one of our performers in the house. Maybe she can go after we get finished at the end, okay? Is that cool? Okay. We'll let her close out. But we want to make sure that we get into the habit of blessing as we bless our weddings, our reunions, we also want to bless our children too, that the Almighty bless us with. So, praise the mighty Yah. Hallelujah. Okay, so without further ado, we're going to bring up one of our elders, and like we said, we want to start expanding our ministry, and because we all are to be priests of the mighty Yah. But we got to make sure that we're ready, we qualified, and got the word of Yah with us, okay? But right now we're going to call up one of our elders, and he's going to come up and he's going to deliver the word of Yah. So stand up and please give him a warm welcome and a warm round of applause. Hallelujah.
Hallelujah.
You may be seated. Praise the mighty Yah.
Hallelujah.
He's worthy. He's more than worthy to be praised. As we always do, we should first and foremost and always give praises to Yah.
Hallelujah.
He's the only one that can save you. So he deserves all the praise. You know, as I was praying and meditating and trying to put a few words together to bring to you, praying that Yah has given this to me, this subject came up of why do people do what they do? And then as I began to think about it and meditate on it more, I know Yah had to tell me this. He said, wait a minute, you should include yourself. It's not why people do what they do, but why do we do what we do? You got to be totally inclusive. It's a little short. Thank you. But you know, you think about why we do what we do. You know, is it because of the way we think, or maybe the way we feel, or maybe what somebody has told us to do? Or is it because of what we think we know? You know, you think about the way we grew up and we were raised. We were all children at one time. And you think about it. Sometimes your parents told you, do as I say and not as I do, which is not really good. So we shouldn't even tell our children that. Because if they see you do something and then you say something else contrary to that, after a while they'll be calling you a hypocrite as soon as they know what it meant. So you got to be very careful around children because they will imitate what they see and they will say what they hear. So you got to be very careful. So we think about what we do and why do we do it. You know, you think back about the American educational system. As I've seen it and reviewed it and studied and examined it, they don't really teach us how to think, believe it or not. The American educational system does not teach our children, does not teach us how to think. You've got to teach your children at home how to think in terms of the way they process thoughts, you know, the way they think, you know, the way they process words, you know, the way they're exposed to different elements. You know, because the eyes and the ears are the two ear gates and the eye gates. These two gates, they take in and absorb so much as we're exposed to things. You got to be very careful, because that's why we're having so much violence in the street. Because if you see on the TV, why are they shooting and killing? I mean, just in the last 2 weeks, there's been like 15 or 20 shootings and killings. Right here, Thursday night, over here at Hooks, the fish place, a brother shot in the car while he was eating breakfast. And then just last night, down at Glenwood and Reading Road, 3 brothers were shot. They weren't killed, but one was critically injured. You know, so you think about, why do we do what we do? Is it based on what we're exposed to, what we see, what we hear? So we got to be careful about what we expose our children to, as well as what we expose ourselves to. What are you looking at? What are you hearing? If you constantly see that violence and the cursing and all the sex acts and the drugs and the shooting and the killings on TV, guess what's going to happen? They're going to get involved in that too. But see, the TV, you ask yourself, what was there first, reality or TV? Reality. So TV is really just, it's a little bit more than what's reality. They do it to glamorize it. You know, they make it more interesting so they can capture you and attract you. So you got to be very careful. So you keep thinking, why do I do what I do? Now, Yahweh, we know that he can do whatever he wants to do. It does not have to explain it. Don't have to give you an explanation. Do not even have to tell you why he does it. But in many cases, he does to help us. Now turn to Genesis 6 and 1, if you will, please. Genesis 6 and 1. Now, why did Yahweh destroy the earth and attempted to destroy man? Why is that? And he's telling us why in the 6th chapter of Genesis, 1 through 8. Are you going to read, or you want me to read? You can, please.
Genesis 6, starting at verse 1.
Yes.
And it came to pass, when men began to multiply on the face of the earth, and daughters were born unto them, that the sons of Elohim saw the daughters of men, that they were fair, and they took them wives of all which they chose. And Yah said, my spirit shall not always strive with man, for that he is flesh, yet his days shall be 120 years. There were giants in the earth in those days, and also after that, when the sons of Elohim came unto the daughters of men, and they bore children to them, the same became mighty men which were of old, men of renown. And Elohim saw that the wickedness of man was great in the earth, and that every imagination of the thought of his heart was only evil continuously. And it repented Yah that he made man on the earth, and it grieved him at his heart. And Yah said, I will destroy man whom I have created from the face of the earth, both man and beast and the creepy things and the fowls of the air, for it repented me that I had made them. But Noah found grace in the eyes of Yah.
Hallelujah.
Hallelujah.
I lose those 8 people that started the earth over again. As Brother Morty was speaking of earlier this morning. The 8 people, of course, Noah, his wife, his 3 sons, and their 3 wives. Now, Yah knows everything about us. And he knows more about our future than we even know about our past. Even though we've been through our past, he knows more about what we're about to go through. So he knew all of this, but he still gave man a free choice and a free will to do what he wanted to do. Man became very evil and wicked. Now this is only about 8 or 9 generations after Adam and Eve. And you saw what Eve had done and Adam. Eve disobeyed Yahweh when he told her not to eat of the fruit. And she did anyway. Why did she do that? Like I said, why do we do the things we do? Why did she do that? And then her son, Cain, killed his brother, Abel. Why did he do that? Think about it. Satan is on the prowl. So you gotta be very careful, again, what you allow to get into your gates, your eye gates and your ear gates, what you see and what you hear. Particularly your children. Protect the innocent, please. You don't want them exposed to just anything at any time. There's a time for everything. So sometimes at an age, they're to learn certain things. And it's through your wisdom that God's given you to determine when that time is right. So don't mess them up, please. That's why we're having so many problems now. Now, because of what we think covers what we feel, or do we think the way we feel, or we feel the way we think? It's because of, again, someone told us to do it, because we thought we didn't have a choice. So you think about it. Now again, back to the educational system in America. This doesn't teach us how to think. It teaches us to read and to do mathematics and arithmetic and teach you how to spell and give you his story, their story. They don't teach you much about your story. That's something, again, I always believe that education begins at home. You teach your kids. They should be able to read and write and spell and do arithmetic before the age of 3 or 4, before they even start school. Some of them think that's too early or too young. Then you send them to school and think they're supposed to be there to be babysat. Nah. And that's what happens a lot of times. The teachers don't really teach them much. They almost have to be forced. If the parent is not to reinforce the action and the behavior of the teachers, you're not going to get what your tax dollars are paying for. So you got to make sure you're on top of your game. Teach your children at home. Teach your children at home. Too many of these young girls and young men are having babies, and babies are raising babies, and that's the problem. Having these children 15 and 16, then we ask, why did he do that? Why did she do that? Because you didn't teach them any better. We've got to learn by example. If your parents aren't doing right, you think the children are going to do right? They might, at a low percentage or a low chance, but the greater the chances are that the children will do well if the parents do well. If they set an example and teach them in the beginning. And then when they graduate from college and become professionals, then you ask, I see it all paid off. Now I see why I did what I did. Then you can go to your children and tell them your problem, and then they can teach it, and then that legacy can go on. But we got to learn to really process our thoughts and process the information. Here's another example, a thing that goes wrong in our community. Too much drinking. Ask yourself, why do we drink? Some of us drink, some of us don't. I'll testify, I may take a couple of drinks in a year, but I can't do it every day. I don't do it every week, can't do it every month. Just relax me. But this is what Yahweh says. Turn to Proverbs, the 31st chapter, 1 through 7. Proverbs 31, 1 through 7. It talks about somebody that can't really trace back, like Lemuel. Do you know who Lemuel is, Brother Morty? Lemuel. Who is that? Some said it's another name for Solomon, but I don't know. But anyway, his mother explains something to him in Proverbs 31, 1 through 7.
The words of King Lemuel, the prophecy that his mother taught him. What, my son, and what the son of my womb, and what the son of my vows? Give not thy strength unto women, nor thy ways to that which destroyeth kings. It is not for kings, O Lemuel, it is not for kings to drink wine, nor for princes strong drink, lest they drink and forget the law and pervert the judgment of any of the afflicted. Give strong drink unto him that is ready to perish, and wine unto those that be of heavy hearts.
Thank you. To those who are ready to perish, you're ready to die. Are you ready to kill yourself? No. That's all that Yah is saying that alcohol is good for. It destroys you if you go too far with it. Like I said, moderation is the key to anything. So we're going to be very careful. But keep asking ourselves, before you do anything, ask yourself, why am I doing this? It goes back to thinking, think twice and act once. Or think twice and speak once. It's a matter of controlling our spirit. And everybody should be able to recite this Proverbs right off the top of the head. 3, 5, and 6. Proverbs 3, 5, and 6. Anybody can recite that real quick? Without reading.
Trust in Yah with all thy heart, and lean not unto thy own understanding. In all your ways acknowledge Yah, and he shall direct your path.
Hallelujah. So if we trust in Yah, then you acknowledge him in all your ways. And if you acknowledge him in all your ways and let him direct your path, you can't go wrong. Am I right?
Right.
Hallelujah. So just believe in that. Just believe in that will keep you on the right track. Now, nobody's perfect. We all make mistakes. But we got to minimize the mistakes in our lives, minimize the bad choices, minimize the bad decisions. Just by acknowledging Yah. A lot of us want to use him as a last resort. After you make a mistake and things are all screwed up and messed up and twisted, then we run to Yah and say, help us, Yah. No. He should be your first resort. Your first resort. You go to Yah and pray if you trust him and ask him. And then it's that time of quietness and meditation. Got a scripture here, 16 of Proverbs, 1 and 7. 16, 1 and 7 of Proverbs.
16th chapter, verse 1.
Yes, 1 through 7.
The preparations of the heart in man, and the answer of the tongue is from Yah. All the ways of a man are clean in his own eyes, but Yah weigheth the spirits. Commit thy works unto Yah, and thy thoughts shall be established. Yah hath made all things for himself, yea, even the wicked for the day of evil. Everyone that is proud in heart is an abomination to Yah. Though hand join in hand, he shall not be unpunished. But mercy and truth, by mercy and truth, iniquity is purged, and by the fear of Yah, men depart from evil. When a man ways pleases Yah, he makes even his enemies to be at peace with him.
You know what I think about peace is priceless. Just to have peace in your life, you can't buy it.
That's right.
And the thing I love next to peace is my privacy. Even though I'm trying to do right in everything that I do. You know, in our lifetime, we build up a reputation among our friends and our relatives and the people who are around in that circle. We build up a reputation. But see, on the other side of that spectrum of your reputation is your character.
Right.
And see, they should be the same. Your character is how Yahweh knows you when you think nobody's looking or nobody's listening.
Right.
And your reputation is what everybody else knows you by. But see, as you get older, they should become one and the same. See, when your ways please Yah, even your enemies will be at peace with you. So, a double-minded person, there's no stability in their life at all. So don't be double-minded. Try to bring that all together. Let your reputation and your character be the same. And then you won't have to ask yourself too many times, why do I do what I do? You know, this subject keeps coming up, this statement about a gratitude of attitude. You know, many of us thought that lately, many of us thought it over for years. But when it first came to my mind, the first thing I would always think is that when we have an attitude of gratitude, particularly when we're thinking about how good Yahweh is to us, what he's done for us, and how grateful and thankful and appreciative we should be, then there's no complaining in your life. Shouldn't be any complaining. You shouldn't condemn, and you shouldn't even criticize. Just be thankful. And see, it's something about that. When you don't criticize and you don't complain and you don't condemn, just think of this. There's times when we've got to capture our thoughts. And that's what that meditation, I've talked about prayer many times. It may seem like I'm bouncing around a little bit, but it's all connected. When we're in prayer and we're capturing our thoughts, this requires a certain stillness when we meditate. When we don't do this, then we start dealing with a lot of emotions and a lot of our feelings. See, rather than dealing with what Yah wants us to do, because a lot of the things you do is emotional, based on feelings. Rather than have a premeditated thought or a preconception of what's going on in your life. Sometimes you can anticipate and be prepared. Have you seen certain people that seem to be quiet and they don't seem to bother anybody? They're calm most of the time. They seem to not be easily shaken. They're very difficult to offend. No, you can't even offend them. And there's a saying about rattling a cage. You know what I mean? Sometimes you can say certain things to a person, and it's like rattling a cage, and they just go off. And they seem to listen more than they talk. And their joy and their peace is infectious, you know, where it's contagious. When you see the joy in them. And you think about that. You know, what is this person doing? Maybe you should ask them if you see a person like that. More than likely, he'll probably tell you that they spend time with God or Yahweh. They meditate. They spend secret, precious, valuable time with Yah. You know, because whenever you respond emotionally and go off the handle, every time somebody offends you, guess what? You let that person control your life.
That's right.
You let them control your life. So you've got to control your spirit. You know, have you seen these people, you go up to them and say, man, why you talk like that? Talk like what? Those are people you got to be careful about. They're angry about something. And you know, something came to me this morning about anger. Anger is like, did I write that down? Anger is a weak person's imitation of strength. You know, they're trying to show themselves strong when they get angry.
Yeah.
But see, that's really showing weakness.
Yes, it is.
When you get angry because of something that somebody said, you give them the power over you. Your strength and your power is in restraint. You hear me? Your power and your strength is in restraint. Being able to hold back from getting angry. And what they say about anger that rests in the bosoms,
Fool.
I know nobody here wants to be a fool, right?
Right?
Not me. So I try my best not to get angry. If I do, I don't let it rest. Don't let it rest in me.
Right.
Sometimes you got to let the fools just keep on going. And hopefully they get out of your way and get out of your face. Because there's a lot of them out there, believe me. They're doing a little bit of everything because we don't know. Why do people get angry? They have anger issues. I think many of them need help. Need professional help. Sometimes I can't help them, but I know that Yahweh has some help for them if they really believe. But you got to believe first. Let's start with Leviticus 18. 18, 1 through 5. Leviticus 1 through 5.
Leviticus 18 chapter,
Yes.
starting at verse 1. And Yah spake unto Moses, saying, Speak unto the children of Israel, and say unto them, I am Yah, your Elohim. After the doings of the land of Egypt, wherein ye dwelt, shall ye not do. And after the doings of the land of Canaan, whither I bring you, shall you not do. Neither shall ye walk in their ordinances. You shall do my judgments and keep my ordinance to walk therein. I am Yah, your Elohim. You shall therefore keep my statutes and my judgments, which if a man do, he shall live in them. I am Yah.
Hallelujah.
Hallelujah.
In other words, don't do what other folks do. If we can just keep Yah's commandments, we'll probably be maybe 100%, maybe 99%, because we're going to slip every now and then, because sometimes we try to use our interpretations and try to make it fit our agenda, opposed to we are trying to fit into Yah's agenda. Because if you look at the first 5 commandments, it's basically something like a relationship with you and Yah is the first one. Thou shalt have no other Elohim before him. We're not to worship any other Elohims or deities. We're not to build those little false statues. But you look at the other 5, it's about your relationship with people. Why do we do what we do? It tells you, the first one, about dealing with other people. It says, honor thy mother and father, and thy days on this earth shall be lengthened. So this is what we got to do, be obedient. And this is the first commandment with a promise. And Yah is no shorter than this promise. And you have too many people out there disrespecting their parents. Then you ask, why are they doing this? Why? Is it because we let them do it at an early age and they grew into their adulthood and doing the same thing? I don't understand it. You would think once they become an adult, even that they weren't taught that. If they read God's word, they would change. And that's what God's word is supposed to be. It's supposed to be a change for us for the better. And if we don't change, it's going to be disastrous. Okay, let's turn to Genesis 1 and 26 real quick. I know it's something I hit on earlier. I just want to touch on it again and make it clear.
Genesis 1st chapter,
Yes.
verse 26. And Elohim said, let us make man in our image, after our likeness, and let them have dominion over the fish of the sea, and over the fowl of the air.
Amen. And then go to the 5th chapter, 1 and 2.
This is the book of the generations of Adam. In the day that Elohim created man, in the likeness of Elohim made he him. Male and female created he them.
In his image. Now 9 and 6. 9th chapter, 6th verse.
Whosoever sheddeth man's blood, by man shall his blood be shed. For in the image of Elohim made he man.
Amen.
Hallelujah.
This is what it's saying, that we are made in the image of Yahweh. If we really believe in that and focus, you'll see the strength and the power that you have. That you can really work miracles if you just believe. You were made in his image. You have love. You have joy. You have wisdom. You were made in his image. Not just a physical image, but there's some attributes that he has that he shares with you. He's not going to share the one of having all power and all this and being everywhere all at the same time. Those attributes he keeps for himself. But he's sharing some of those other attributes with you when you were made in his image. That gives you strength and gives you power to resist Satan and do the right thing because of his love and his mercy and his grace. All of that's filtered down to you through his image that you have. He's full of mercy. Why can't we have mercy on each other? Somebody offend you, first thing you want to do is kill them. It's crazy. Oh man, you dissed me. Bang. It's crazy. We've got to learn how to have some mercy. You got to be easy on folks. Just remember, what goes around comes around. In order to receive mercy, you got to give mercy. In order to receive love, you got to give love continually. In order to have grace, you got to give grace. As simple as that. You can't always give a person what they deserve. Sometimes you got to back off and say, wait a minute, is this right? But some people just go off the handle. Now, let's think about this image of Yahweh. Now, if you were made in his image, and this is a formula I've given you many, many times before, if you remember or if you're listening. I hope you'll really get this. I want you to get this. Your image or imagery, the vision and the image in your mind, if you multiply that times vividness, in other words, make it more vivid, more real, that image that's in your mind, it becomes reality. Mm-hmm. Imagery times vividness equals reality.
Yep.
We'll make sure you get that. Imagery times vividness equals reality. That's so important. A lot of times we don't really think about what we're doing. And then we ask, why did I do that? We just go off the handle. Yah is full of mercy. Like I said earlier, be careful about what you allow to penetrate in your brains. And see, that's another thing people do. They get brain and mind mixed up. Your brain is physical. Your mind is not physical. Think about it. Your mind is part of your spirit. So I'm saying you can't see the mind. You can't see the spirit. So we always say that, oh, I remember that. It's in my mind. You sure that's where your mind is? Mm-hmm. Where's your mind? Where's your mind? Where? In your heart?
Through my heart.
I'm not sure where it is myself. That's a question that many of us can't answer. But you just got to be very careful. A couple more verses and I'll be through. Proverbs 25 and 28. Proverbs 25 and 28. Just that one verse, 25 and 28 of Proverbs.
He that have no rule over his own spirit is like a city that is broken down and without walls.
That was your protection.
Right.
In other words, it's just like walking around with your pants down when you can't control your spirit. It's like having a house with no walls or no roof when you can't control your spirit. So we got to control our spirit. It goes back to what I was saying earlier. We got to control our spirit. In other words, think about it twice, speak once. Think about it twice and do it once. In other words, control our spirit. It's not how you do it or how you say it. It's not how you say it or how you do it. I mean, it's not what you say or what you do. It's how you say it and what you do. You get me? Let me say that again. It's not what you say or how you do it or what you do. It's how you do it and how you say it. So when you get a chance to think twice, you'll think about, okay, how am I going to say this? How am I going to do this? Then you act out or you speak out after you thought about it. So controlling the spirit is very important. That's why I go with Proverbs 19 and 14. You can read it after I say a part of it. That let the words of my mouth and the meditation of my heart be acceptable in your sight. Yah, my strength and my redeemer. This is a prayer that David said before he spoke, or before he would speak, or before he would open his mouth. And this is something we got to do. Again, it goes back to Proverbs 3 and 5. Trust in Yahweh with all your heart, lean not to your own understanding, but acknowledge him in all your ways, and he shall direct your path. Yeah. So if we would just ask him to make sure that what we say is acceptable to him, then we're going to be okay before we open our mouths. Okay. Let's turn to Isaiah 41 through 8 real quick, please.
Isaiah, the 40th chapter, starting in verse 1.
Yes, through 8.
Comfort ye my people, saith your Elohim. Speak ye comfortably to Jerusalem, and cry unto her, that her warfare is accomplished, that her iniquity is pardoned, for she have received of Yah's hand double for all her sins. The voice of him that crieth in the wilderness, prepare ye the way of Yah, make straight in the desert a highway for our Elohim. Every valley shall be exalted, and every mountain and hill shall be made low, and the crooked shall be made straight, and the rough places plain. And the glory of Yah shall be revealed, and all flesh shall see it together, for the mouth of Yah has spoken it. The voice said, cry. And he said, what shall I cry? All flesh is grass, and all the goodness therein is as the flower of the field. The grass withereth, the flower fadeth, because the spirit of Elohim bloweth upon it. Surely the people is grass. The grass withereth, the flower fadeth, but the word of our Elohim shall stand forever.
Hallelujah, hallelujah.
Hallelujah.
So that tells us that we're just a phase. It's coming through for a short period of time and will phase out. But see, during that time, there's going to be some rough spots in your life. And Yah will be there to help smooth them out as we make the wrong decisions and the wrong choices. He has mercy. He's there to lift us up, to hold us and correct us. In those mountains and the valleys that may be too high, too low, he will take us through that to make sure that you survive. So life is short. Life is short. So make the best of it and be prepared. And just try to do the right thing. And you ask yourself, I know better. That I know right from wrong. I'm an adult. I know good from bad, but yet we still do wrong. Why is that? Anybody want to answer that? Why do we still do wrong when we know right from wrong? The thing that came to me is because we're not dependent on Yah. We're not dependent on Yah. Why do we kill? Why do we steal? Why do we lie? Thinking that Yah doesn't know. He knows everything. We're not trusting in Yah. We're not trusting in Him. And this is something that helped me. I was part of an accountability group where there were 7 men. And I was the youngest one in the group. Most of them were like 70, 75, and right now I still deal with them. It's been 10, 12 years. And a couple of them, they're late 70s and 80s, and we still communicate and talk. But the thing is, we held each other accountable. Whenever we saw something going wrong, if we heard something going wrong, we don't go, da, 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 da. We go to that person and say, hey man, what's up? What's up with you? Something you want to tell me? Everything okay at home? Your job okay? You all right? Your health okay? You know, we would hold each other accountable. There's no way that we would let each other mistreat a family member. But you have some people that are so angry, some men that go home, they want to kick the dog and beat their wife and curse out the kids. Why? And a man in his right mind knows that's not right. So we ask ourselves, why do people do what they do? Why do we do what we do? We've not all been angels all our lives. We've done some bad stuff, but we need to ask ourselves, why? Why? And then try to correct that behavior. Because Yah wants us to do better. He wants to improve. And that's all Yah's word is about. To make an improvement, make a change in your life for the better. He wants you to prosper. He wants you to grow. It says right there in Psalms that Yah has joy in the prosperity of his servants. When you advance and you grow and you do good things, like I said, it's contagious. People are all around you, but you have some people who become jealous too. But don't worry about them fools. We've got to encourage one another, and that's why I'm here. I don't have to go around and tell you, I love Yahweh. I love Yahweh. I love the Lord. I love God. I don't have to tell you that. I'm going to try to demonstrate that. It tells us, the 1 Samuel, 2nd chapter, 3rd verse, it says that we're not to speak in a way that's arrogant, speak in a way that is not self-lifting, because Yahweh is an Elohim of knowledge, and by him our actions are weighed. So I can sit up here and talk to you till I'm blue in the face and tell you how much I love Yahweh, but that don't mean nothing if I'm not living that life. It's the same thing with all of us. We got to live the life that's pleasing to Yah, that's loving to Yah. We don't have to talk about it. If you notice, I haven't really said much about how much I love Yah, just as an example. But the thing is, we got to demonstrate that. We got to show it in our walk. If you're going to talk the talk, walk the walk. Don't be one of those double-minded people that are just unstable in all their ways, like a hypocrite. Some people may not understand sometimes. They might think you're a hypocrite. They won't give you a chance half the time, but Yah's patient with us. He'll give you a chance to get this thing right. Do your thoughts determine how you feel, or do we feel that what is determined in our thoughts? Do we think about what we know, or do we know what we think about? What came first, the chicken or the egg? Think about it. But all in all, Yah is righteous. He is righteous. Hallelujah. If we were made in his image, we would be righteous too. So let's just think about that. Just give you something to think about. Process that thought. Teach your children to think and to have the development of words and increase their vocabulary so they can express themselves and being able to explain and to communicate with you and others at a high level that Yah wants us to be able to communicate. I'm gonna say this real quick, is that Shakespeare had a vocabulary of 60,000 words. They knew that from reading and writing the plays, writing the words in his play, and counting the words in the plays he's written. But the average human being only has about 15,000 words in their vocabulary. So that tells you, each time that you read something, or you hear something, you hear a word, or see a word that you don't know what it means, stop. Teach your children this too. Look up the definition. Use it in a sentence. Simple, basic stuff. I think they do teach this in school, but not to the point where they tell you to use it 3 times and it's yours. That's how you can increase your vocabulary. That's how you can express yourself a little bit better. That's the way that you can communicate a little bit better. And believe me, when you're able to communicate and express yourself a little bit better, you can not only teach yourself and understand, because that's the best thing in the world, remember? Get wisdom. In all you're getting, get understanding. Hallelujah. Final words. Right there. God bless you. Great job.
Shabbat Shalom family. If we have any comments before we adjourn, we would like to take those first. Any final comments before we adjourn? No? If not, let us all stand and face the east. We got one comment?
I want to praise somebody, y'all. My girlfriend's son, he had his heart transplant.
Praise God.
We're keeping his prayer. I know it's been a trying time for us, so we keep it for the Most High. Pretty much a witness. As you say, you call for all things. I also want to say pray for the donor, his family as well. Because I know that's a difficult decision. And also, you got with the donor, pray for the family, and comforting. But still, I figure they living, their loved one is living through another person.
Hallelujah. One more comment before we adjourn.
Shabbat Shalom.
Shalom.
I'd like to give our honor and glory to the Almighty Yah by saying hallelujah.
Hallelujah.
I just want to thank the Almighty for just having us here and just choosing us to be His people. I'm just blessed to know who He is and to just know who He is from birth, and to be able to pass that knowledge down to my children, and to be able to have that knowledge passed down from my parents and from their parents. So I'm just grateful to the Almighty for just blessing me to be a part of His family, and blessing me to have this knowledge to share with others, and for blessing us to be His children and to trust us to have His knowledge, because anybody can have His knowledge, and He could have gave it to anyone, but He trusts us to have it, and that's a lot, because they say, the scripture says, trust in Yah with all your heart, not lean unto your own understanding. Well, in the same sense, He trusts us to have His words. So the trust goes both ways. So I just like to thank the Almighty for giving me that wisdom and understanding. Hallelujah.
Hallelujah. We got another comment.
I just wanted to say that we have week 4, and in fact, I think the elder got week 1 through 4 of our gratitude challenge. The scriptures, I think they're on the back of the bar. So if you got the other weeks, grab week 4. If you didn't get any of the weeks, grab weeks 1 through 4, so we can complete this challenge. And if once we complete it, feel free to take it anytime you feel your gratitude level dropping. Go to those scriptures and take that strength and build it back up. Hallelujah.
Hallelujah. Hallelujah. We have any other comments before we adjourn? All right, let us all stand, face the east. First, Yahweh, we want to thank you for being present in our lives. We want to thank you for keeping all of our loved ones safe and protected. We want to thank you for keeping your covering over us and keeping your spirit in us and with us. And with that, we say, Hallelujah.
Hallelujah.
Shema.
Shema.
Yisrael.
Israel.
Yahweh.
Yahweh.
Eloheinu.
Eloheinu.
Yahweh.
Yahweh.
Aka.
Aka.
Hear, O Israel. Yahweh
Elohim.
Yahweh is one. May Yahweh bless thee and keep thee. May Yahweh make his face shine upon thee and be gracious unto thee. May Yahweh lift up his countenance upon thee and give thee peace. Also, may the name of the mighty Yah rest on each and every one of us. Hallelujah.
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 Praise
my Yah.
Yah is righteous
all the time.
Hallelujah.
Hallelujah.